it's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Sure, of course.
Obviously.
Of course.
There's some shit that goes on in a gym.
People steal energy drinks. We get it.
There is some fucking drama. There's
always
fights. There's
like everybody sleeping with each other. You can't, you know what I mean? The Coachemup podcast has partnered with Eleiko.
Let's go.
Not only is Eleiko found in 85% of Power 5 schools, but they also offer at-home solutions from racks, flooring, rigs, barbells, bumper plates, your favorite accessories like straps and weightlifting belts, you name it, Eleiko's got you covered. Go to eleiko.com/coachemup and get access to the same equipment that they're using in the best facilities with the best athletes on the planet.
And now, back to the show.
Welcome to the Coachemup podcast. My name's Tim Riley. I'm here with Zack Zillner.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And we are blessed and fortunate to have Daniel Hinojosa.
Yeah! Killed it.
I nailed the last name.
Podcast is over.
Yeah, wrap it up. Clip that. Clip that. Yeah, I was really stressing off air. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know that me and last names are like oil and water. We're off to a really hot start. Daniel, man, thank you so much for being here with us.
Dude, pleasure's all mine. I told Zach, like, really? You want, like, are you serious? That was the first thing I said. I was like, I'm down. Like, if you want me here, I'm down. So, like, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And shout out to all the listeners and stuff. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, you know, we've had the opportunity to get familiar. You and Zach have known each other for a while now.
Yeah, we've known each other for a couple years now, I would say.
For the people who don't know who you are, can you give us the Daniel elevator pitch? Who are you? Where are you from? What was it like growing up? Where'd you go to school? All that.
Okay, well, first and foremost, my name's Daniel. I'm the owner of this little gym on the east side of Austin, Texas called Lift ATX.
Shout out Lift ATX.
Shout out Lift ATX, all the homies listening, all of the members and community members and visitors that come through on a daily basis. We love you guys. Thank y'all for all the support over the last 4.5 years. I'm the owner. Prior to gym ownership, I spent almost 18, 19 years as an educator. I was a teacher. I was the cool PE athletic director, health teacher. Right, I got to wear shorts every freaking day. Yeah. It was awesome. And like everybody loves a PE coach, right? So I worked almost 20 years in education, specifically in the east side of Austin, Texas. And I loved it. It was my career. I moved to, I guess we're going to go back a little further just to give you an idea of my background. Moved to Austin in 99, 2000 from South Texas in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's where I'm from. And moved here to go to school at UT, never left, made Austin home.
Hell yeah.
I only ever lived in the east side of Austin, Texas. It's the only community I ever lived in. That's the community that I spent my first career in, right? Like, I mean, it's all I know. It's all I love. I cherish that community. I love that community. And like a lot of teachers in education, a lot of coaches, I mean, y'all are coaches. You know how it is. I worked with a majority high school students and middle school students, mostly high school students. So I'd say I just got burnt out. I was fucking tired and I knew that something needed to change. And long story short, there was an opportunity that came up for me. I always knew I wanted to start a business. Didn't really know what it was. I kind of knew it was going to be in the athletic realm. And like the first idea was to like start a quote unquote facility to train young kids so that they can know how to do a proper power clean or deadlift or whatever it is, right? Whatever, hold camps and all this. So that was like the original idea in my head. And I figured that like, well, if I want to start my business or start a business, I should probably learn something about it. So I applied to get my MBA in Houston. So got in. My program was 2 years. And in Houston, all I did was go to school and work out. And that's the 2 years that I was there in Houston. That's when I became obsessed with this fitness shit. Like I went through my own personal journey. I didn't know warehouse gyms existed. Again, this is like a quick little story of how we got to Lift ATX.
Right.
So I was a Gold's Gym guy, whatever, lifetime LA fitness guy. Had no idea that that there were mom and pop gyms out there. And I went to this gym in Houston. It was a grimy warehouse, no AC. It was Latino owned. I fell in love with it. I got to meet the owner. The community was amazing. They threw events and they just did a lot of really cool stuff that I never experienced or saw going to big box gyms or whatever. And while I was in school, and I was just like obsessed with all this was 2016, so like YouTube fitness guys were like starting, it might have been like the peak of like CT Fletcher, Dana Limbe, like all these you know what I mean? So I became obsessed with all of that. And
man,
like,
you just took me back with the CT
dude.
Fletcher, man.
He
was huge.
Dude, he was huge at that time. And like the ones that started for me were like Jason Huh, I don't know if you remember, bodybuilder, and like Flex Lewis. And like when I was in Houston, I went to an expo, like a fitness expo, where CT was there, like all of these fucking YouTube stars were there that I was just obsessed over. And I got to take pictures with them. There's some pretty amazing pictures of like me and Flex Lewis of like talking about like, so anyways, I went to this gym and I knew that Austin didn't have anything like it. And like selfishly, I was like, I could fucking do it better. Like they're missing so many little things that I would do. And
what were the things that like stood out to you the most in that regard?
Well,
like where were the big areas of opportunity?
Let it out.
Okay. Like for me, like I immediately knew that I wanted to be able to have a space where I could throw fucking parties.
Hell
and like have my, if I'm being completely honest, like, and parties in like we call them pachangas, and like parties where we could just hang out, drink, work out, throw on a car show, a lowrider show, blast all of the fucking music that I love.
Play hard.
Like, and like not care about disturbing the peace, and like really leaning into sort of like where people could genuinely be themselves and not be worried about somebody telling them shit about like whether it's blasting a certain song to hit a PR or playing a cumbia at the gym at 7 p.m. when it's fucking packed. Like those are the things that I really wanted to do. And like I loved the no AC. I knew immediately I don't want AC. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for it. There's a time and place for.
I think AC.
We talked about this. Like, there's a time and place.
Cheating.
There's a time and place for AC and heat, right? But
you can tell guys that train in AC versus no AC.
I'm just saying, like I knew because I did it. I did it for 2 years, and I was a particular individual that loved it, whether it was cold or whether it was hot. And that specific community felt the same way. So I was like, there's got to be more people out there that just love a grimy warehouse, dirty, dusty, old school feel, bare bones sort of gym style. And that's so, and in my opinion, like there wasn't at the time, at least I didn't know of like that sort of style that existed in Austin, or at least specifically in East Austin. So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. Like we're gonna start small, and also like I knew I couldn't afford AC or something.
So you get the 2 for 1. It's a win-win. First of all, can't afford it. Second of all, fuck that. It's run the play.
And for anybody that knows of our gym, especially OG members or anybody that's just been following our journey, humble beginnings, dude. Like the initial idea was just a little grimy gym that me and my homies could work out, hang out, chisme, like gossip and drink and socialize, like, and just, it's small. Like I think our first middle section where all the flags are, that was like 2,300 square feet. And I started with like the shittiest gym set that I could find on Marketplace during COVID. Dude, like when I say humble beginnings, like, yeah, it was crazy. It was a really cool start. And like the journey has been very wild the last 4.5 years.
Can you walk us through, like, you complete your MBA, educated, ready to take on the business world.
Dude.
What was the process about, like finding the location? All that stuff.
Well, like, so post MBA, right? I'm making plans of like starting this gym and like budget. Like sacrifice. I'm talking specifically financially. I'm talking like eating in, not going out, literally like saving every penny. The one thing I did know is that I didn't want to owe anybody any money.
I was just about to ask you, was there a plan for investors, or were you trying to
absolutely
avoid that?
Not. Like I wanted to do everything I could to avoid owing anybody anything. And I started my little, remember, we're talking 2,300 square feet. Like we're not talking, we're talking maybe a room and a half, like of just the bare minimum of stuff. So I was able to start the gym with a $50,000 saved, which in the gym space, that's nothing.
Pieces of equipment.
That's like a small cardio room.
Yeah.
Like that's a dumbbell set and maybe 3 machines. And that, like, I was lucky enough to find a package out of Houston with a company that was like not good, but it was because I was a fish out of water too. Like I didn't fucking know. Like in regards to business, when you start a business, you become an expert problem solver. So I was just like,
well, you better.
You better. And like I'm gonna make it happen regardless. Yeah. So and at that time I didn't care. I just knew I wanted a gym.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward 4.5 years, I think we only have like 2 pieces of that original sort of.
Just gotta keep it around.
Yeah, and we keep one of them for nostalgic purposes. The dumbbells, they're so old, dude. Like I need to upgrade them.
You gotta bronze them or something.
And like the one monster leg press that without no weights weighs about 150 pounds. That's outside. Like we've kept those because one, we can't move them. They're too heavy. So like, like humble beginnings, and I mean that. And like, did I expect the gym to be where it's at today? Yeah, fuck no. If you asked me that in 4 years that I would have that whole corner and be able to like have that whole lot, I probably would have said, you're crazy. I don't think that we'll ever, don't get it twisted. I was confident and I wanted to be successful and I wanted to grow, but.
Describe that to those people who haven't been to your gym in Austin, like where you started, like the small space and.
Yeah, so we sit on the corner of Airport and Springdale, which is a really busy road.
Yep.
And if you look in that corner, it's a car lot. It looks like a car lot. If your typical auto car lot that you would buy.
There used to be.
Yeah. So we shared when we first opened. I was sharing that space with a car lot that had been there for like 15 years. And I shared this little space in the middle of the big warehouse. So like for people listening, you can kind of get an idea. You drive into the car lot where all the cars are like showed and everything. And then there's a big warehouse, right? My little section was the middle. The car lot people were on the right. And the parking lot was just divvied up, man. I got nothing, right? Like, well, I didn't need a lot.
The first time I showed up, I'm like, there's a lot of cars
here. Dude. Like, and there wasn't a lot of cars. It was just a car lot trying to sell cars and my little L-shaped parking lot that was like 20 cars or whatever. And to the left side, if you're staring at the big warehouse, there's a left room, like on the far left, there was a room that was a mechanic shop. And when I opened the gym, I was like, man, it'd be cool in like a year. Maybe this spot will be available. It was empty. It was a mechanic shop, but I didn't have money. I was very budget, and it's like maybe in a year they'll still be, because it was post-COVID. Like you're talking 2020. So like COVID was still a thing. Like, but it was at a time when.
And you opened it like right before?
Yeah, September 1, 2020, which was a time where I think the world started to open up. It was a time where businesses were at like percentage capacity numbers. It was a time, I think, where people started to get tired of working out in the garages. And so we had to be very strategic in how we opened it up. So I gutted the gym. So it was a lot of airflow. I mean, don't get it. Dude, that's a whole other story in regards to like running during COVID. But long story short, the mechanic shop to the left, I thought I would be able to get that in a year. We filled a hole in East Austin. There was a need that was needed, and we grew really quickly, and I was able to lock down that space maybe like 3 or 4 months after we opened. And that space allowed me to open the front turf area, the side turf area, and so we were operating with those 2 buildings, a much more bigger space, and then we got to the point where we were almost going to move. I don't think anybody knows this.
I didn't know that.
I don't think anybody knows this story. So about a year and a half ago, we needed more gym. We were growing and we were sharing it with the car lot people. I was paying them monthly to use the side of the gym where they weren't using so people could park there. Like it was kind of a mess and we just needed more gym, or else we were just going to stay stagnant and be okay. Like we would have been okay, but we needed more room. So we were looking for other spaces. I didn't want to move. I found a space down the street, another bigger warehouse on its own, had the lease in hand. Oh my God. Like about to put pen to paper, sent an email to our landlords. For those of y'all wondering, I don't own that that lot. A lot of people think that I own that lot, but it's in East Austin.
Yeah.
That lot is like $30-40 million.
Yeah.
I'm not rocking like I'm not rocking it like that, right? So like a lot of people think, oh, you own this. Like, nah, man, I fucking wish I did. But like, but yeah,
It'd be back to a car lot.
So I don't. So like I sent the infamous email to our landlords like, man, it's been awesome. I really don't want to move, but we need more gym.
Yeah.
And we won't be renewing our lease, right? And the idea of moving all that equipment, at least it was
nightmare.
They had to stay in East Austin, so at least it was down the street. But like the idea of moving everything,
brutal.
It sucked. So the email was sent. The landlords were like, whoa, hold up. Like, we really like you guys. Like, our goal was hopefully y'all would take over the whole space. And they were like, what do you need? I was like, well, I need more gym. I need more parking. I need more, we needed, whatever. And they're like, well, that all sounds feasible. And I'm going to tell you something that we're not going to renew the car lot people. And I'm like,
ding,
what?
ding.
Yeah. And I was like, they were like, if you could just wait 3 or 4 months, you'll have the opportunity to take over the whole building. And that's what we would like. So
perfect.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't have to move. We could stay in East Austin at the OG spot. I hate burning bridges, but that might have been a little bridge that I burned in regards to the other guys that were going to get us into another building, right? But like, that's life. But they understood. They were they're like, dude, it's the OG spot. Like, I don't want to move.
They're like, have you seen how many 45s we have?
For real.
See that leg press?
Yeah, there's a lot of equipment.
A lot of equipment, and the team's small. It's an amazing team, but like, it's just the idea of moving everything kind of sucked. So that happened. We waited. They left. We were like, F it, let's do it. Like, there were so many new builds going around us. Like, even if you're just staring outside of our gym, there's new apartment complexes going up across the street to the left of us. There's this huge monstrosity of a beautiful building that's going up right next door to us. So all of the signs and all of the data and everything and all the research that we did made us decide that this is a safe move. I think we can do this. So a year and a half ago, last summer, we locked down the entire building, gutted it, and that's exactly what we needed. Like, we needed that extra little space.
Awesome. So much more space now.
Yeah. So now it's a hybrid gym. For those that never been to the gym, it's a different kind of gym. Like, you pull up and you're gonna see art. You're gonna see the front area is all turfed and it's fenced in, and then the inside of the warehouse is all equipment. And like, so the left far room is our powerlifting room, specifically for our powerlifters. The middle room is about 80% leg stuff, and then it just kind of flows into like the machines and upper body stuff. So just for everybody to get an idea of how it's laid out. In the front of the gym, there's maybe, we call it the yard. There's more machines outside, like a ton of machines outside. Because anytime that I'm in a position to get new and nicer pieces of equipment, one of the machines is going to get sacrificed to the sun gods. So those discussions are always fun. Yeah. So like, we've built quite a few. We've built a pretty awesome yard, right? They call it the yard.
Yeah, there's fly machines, leg presses.
The spiel is like, because it gets fucking packed. I'm aware it gets fucking packed. You don't need to remind me that it gets fucking packed. I'm aware. But if
that's part of
like,
what makes it dope, though.
Yeah, and like if a machine is taken inside, there's a good chance you're gonna find a similar machine outside. Yeah. But it's it's exposed. We clean them, and like it's okay. The rain, we clean them as much as we can. Right. But there's definitely funny conversations in regards to like, all right, which machine are we gonna sacrifice to the sun gods? And like, but it's cool, and like it wraps around. We expanded about 4 months ago to the back of our gym, which is another really cool vibe because it's quiet and chill. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful space with the vibe and lots of really cool art done by my homie Jay Lace and Found. He does all the murals at the gym.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, you've created something. I've got two things running parallel in my mind right now, but you've created an environment in that gym where people want, you talked about it getting packed. It's because people want to be there. Dude, it's a fucking cool gym. Man, people want to be there. It's just as much of a gym as a place to as a social place, and it's a staple.
It means the world
of East Austin.
Hearing that means the world, especially coming from.
It is, man,
dude. It really does mean the world to me, and I don't take it for granted. And it's really still surreal for me. I'm a very humble person, so like. And me as a business owner and y'all as business owners, and like that we are our biggest critics. So like, yeah, it's still not perfect, right, in my eyes, but it feels good to hear that like it's cool, man. Like the support that we get is amazing. It's we're very proud of it. We're very proud of our space, and it's not just me. Like, I'm gonna be the first one to say, like, the team that I have is fucking amazing.
Your staff's awesome. It's the one gym I've gone to. Like, dude, usually when you go to a gym, not to gas you up, keep gassing you up, but like, usually most gyms, like, you check in and the desk guy's like, "What's up?" And then your guys, it's like everyone knows you by name. Quick conversation, and they're always awesome, like, man, I'm so, I don't know, you do feel like you're family.
Dude, I'm so grateful for those guys, and cool. My head's in the sky all the time. Like, what else? I'm like, what are we gonna do next? What can we do? I want to do this. Like, I really want to put this on, and like we discuss, we meet weekly, and we decide through all of the crazy ideas that I have. It's like, this one might be a little bit more feasible, and they fucking execute. Like, I mean, those that can't see him, my media director Los is here, and like we can also talk about social media because, I mean, he's amazing at what he does. Like, he's the reason that probably a lot of people know of the gym through social media and through IG and TikTok and all of that stuff. And those are all great conversations to have too regarding social media. But like, yeah, man, I'm so proud. Like, it's crazy.
Zach, you know what my favorite clothing brand is?
Tell me.
It's Legends. I've been wearing it for a long time. From training to lifestyle, Legends has got you covered.
So what kind of gear does Legends have?
You can get shirts, shorts, underwear, socks, tops and bottoms, hoodies, hats, sweats. They've got it all. And they just dropped an entire women's line.
Holy smokes.
I know.
Tim, the great thing about these tees, I found I'm 20% stronger rocking them when I train.
Speaking of 20%, that's how much you save when you go to legends.com and enter in promo code coachemup or click the link below. I just got my new watch from Amazfit. It's called the T-Rex 3. And this is the best watch I've ever had in my life.
This is $1,000 watch. Getting it $279, which is ridiculous.
Which
value.
Is absurd. It just looks good, dude. Military grade stainless steel, AI voice control, water resistant up to 100 meters. It tracks your heart rate. It has maps.
Battery life, dude. Once every 27 days.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
The selection that I have for my watch faces, my heart rate, how many steps I've taken.
The UV index.
UV index is important for your boy. I use my watch as a stopwatch all the time. As if all that wasn't good enough, you get a discount because you're listening and watching us. 15%, dude. Amazfit.com/coachemup, or you can click the link below. 15% off. The best watch on the planet. Now, back to the episode.
So I think majority of our listeners at some point, they're either coaches, strength coaches, whatever, have thought about opening up a gym. What are some pitfalls that, you know, people, you didn't think about getting into it, and some things that people should consider if they want a successful gym like yours?
Man, great question. It makes me think about a lot. So like, me, I'm going to say the things that initially it makes me think about. You're going to have some grit in regards to like no matter what you try and do, you're never going to please everybody. You can do your very best. You're never going to please everybody. And again, like, this is just the immediate thing that comes to mind. Sure. Pitfalls is like, man, never putting the cart before the horse. I've always made again, goes back to having a really smart team in regards to like, we're never going to grow or invest in growth unless we're at a point where we can grow. I'm lucky enough to never have taken out a business loan for the gym.
That's I'm incredible.
Blessed.
That's incredible.
I own the 2.5 plates are mine, the clips are mine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I'm blessed in that, and like where we've never had to take out a loan or borrow money. So that alone gives me kind of a different perspective and attitude when it comes to running the gym, in my opinion, because if shit hits the fan, if shit goes bad, I can say, you know what, it's cool. I had a really cool gym for a few years. You know, I did it. I was able to say I did it. Budget's everything. You need somebody. If you're not good with numbers, if you're not good with money, if you're not good with planning, you need to find somebody that's going to help you, because that'll end a business. Yeah. I think it's important to also invest in those skills that you don't have. I don't have that. I can talk my ass off because I was a coach and a teacher, and I have a personality, and I know that. But I don't know shit about tech. I don't know shit about cameras. I don't want to know anything about, but I know, and I also am very well aware, like, we're going to lean in those social medias because it's free marketing, and we live in a world where in my opinion, if you're not utilizing those things as a business owner, you're kind of missing out on a certain, because I don't think people understand that one awesome person who has an amazing following and they love your business and they share it and tag it, like the outcomes that come with just that simple task. And nobody will understand that until you're a business owner. Yeah. Like they don't have a clue, especially one like me who started very small with humble beginnings and with little to no money. Dude, I'm going to cherish those people and I'm going to support those people because clearly they like what I'm doing. So like, why am I going to knock that? And don't get it twisted. Like, I think I'm kind of trailing on the question. I'm going to get back to your question, but don't get it twisted. Like there's a time and a place, right? For like where social media, where the influence can get out of hand, where they start to do things that are kind of against the grain and shoot it. And we monitor that and we have rules for that. But like, other than that, I'm going to support that. I think you have to truly, truly fall in love with whatever you're doing, because when it gets hard, you're going to quit if you don't love what you're doing.
100%.
If that makes any sense. Like you have to be so obsessed and so OCD and so anal, and so we can talk about sacrifice that you make. Like all of you hear it all the time with people in business that they talk about all those things, but it's true. And you don't know that until you decide to start something, right? But if you're not in love with what you're doing, and
a lot harder,
dude, you're gonna quit. Yeah. What
are some of those? Do you have a time or two where you got to that place where you're like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck am I gonna do now?
Yeah, dude.
But you walked through it.
Yeah. No, so the first year we opened, we had the Texas winter storm.
Oh shit.
The first year. So on top of COVID, we opened in
Snowmageddon.
Dude. And like people don't realize this. Like or like people, especially newer members, like
your pipes broke.
Yeah, dude. It broke. We didn't have plumbing. We didn't have restrooms. We had to bring in porta potties for like 4 months. Like, so like that was a challenge. I'm not going to say it was hard, but again, it goes back to problem solving. It's like, what the fuck am I going to do? Throw in the flag and close the gym? But anyway, so like we opened September 1, 2020. We're dealing with COVID protocols. Regardless of how you feel about the COVID stuff.
It was what it was.
It was what it is. It is what it is. And we had to, if I wanted to stay open, I had to do X, Y, and Z, right? So fast forward a few months and comes the winter, and fucking Texas winter comes. Oh my God, that was, luckily I didn't have a warehouse full of computers or whatever, because the gym flooded. It was wild. And we never knew when we were going to open, what hours we were going to open.
Yeah.
Restroom pipe. The warehouse was built in like the 60s or 70s. So talk about old copper piping, right? So restrooms went down, 0 restrooms. Like we had to bring in porta potties, which aren't cheap.
And to paint a picture for people listening, this is a busy fucking gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no plumbing. Yeah. Right.
Dude,
all the pipes bust. It froze. The pipes are not insulated here in Texas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We had a 1 in 100 year ice storm here.
It was nuts.
And you would have thought, I mean, literally, people who don't live in the South or don't live in Texas, they're gonna everyone's gonna be rolling their eyes. Their retinas are gonna detach hearing this. Dude. But I'm telling you, none of these cities down here have an infrastructure built for that shit.
It was wild.
The grocery stores were barren. Yeah. You couldn't get food.
No
you couldn't
toilet
get water.
paper.
The water, we had a boil notice. You know, our water system down here can't handle it. You know, ERCOT, like the electricity was a problem. So down here, we had no electricity. No clean water. You couldn't even shower in it. You had to buy all your water. All the food was gone. Pipes were busting left and right. People they didn't know what the fuck to do with themselves.
Business, like brand new business that like, oh man, we're growing. I actually have some staff now. Fast forward 3 or 4 months where it was just me, like 4:30 to like 11 p.m. every day.
Brutal.
And then I had like 2 staff members who didn't have electricity for like 2 weeks. Like what the dude, like
we're trying to run a gym here.
Yeah, I'm trying. So that's one that sticks out. Yeah, that one was a challenge, but we survived. I think anytime we've been able to like grow every year. We've renovated and we've expanded every year since we've opened.
How important is that continuing to double down up at an appropriate time? Because you talked about that. I've seen it time and again. I've worked for gyms. They get too big for their britches, as they say where I'm from.
Yeah.
And you feel me?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And they reach and they try and grow too fast, too soon.
Yeah.
And then they're fucking broke and the gym's gone.
No, absolutely. I think for us, it came down to making the choice to be like, okay, I think we're good. Memberships are going to be capped. There's no way. And just based on data, just based on new memberships that we were getting when we were kind of stagnant for like, 4, 5, 6 months, the gym's not going to grow anymore because we're starting to talk to people. It's too packed. We're no longer going to go.
That's the feedback you're getting.
So we're getting feedback. We're like, there's no parking. There's no, we can't do stuff. So you know, you have to, you have to consider that. And I could have had the choice to be like, no, like I'm good. We're good with our 2 little spaces. I'm good with having a couple hundred members or whatever the number was at that time. And you know, there was a lot of things that happened regarding timing and luck and like the car lot leaving, like, no, you know, whatever, how you feel about like, you know, there was a lot of things watching over us that kind of just allowed us, dude, like call it faith, call it whatever. I don't know. There was just a lot of really cool things that happened in regards to timing of being able to expand and the growth and the support that we've gotten, not just with the gym memberships, but like with our merch, like, dude, like with our trainers, like everything, like it's just, it allowed us to grow. It's allowed us to be in a position when we were ready at the right time and a lot of things lined up. So we were like, especially in that corner, I mentioned it earlier, like there was a lot of growth in that area. So like it was safer. It was a smart move. Like we weren't risking a lot because the numbers were showing growth. The area was growing. So like I don't even think I answered your question, but like back to the Texas storm, right? Like that was a challenge. That was really tough. Dealing with I think knowing as a business owner, knowing that we needed better equipment and people not knowing that how expensive equipment is always a challenge because I want things yesterday, but I have people in my corner that are like, we're not there yet. You can't spend $4,000 on this chest press. You can't spend.
It's really nice.
Like what am I supposed to say? But we need it. Like, well, we do
you? Because that I've noticed that as a theme for you coming up is you have such a pulse on the membership.
Absolutely.
And you're not just, it's obvious that you're not just like the guy who owns the gym. You're in the fucking mix.
Dude,
you're
I'm
having
there.
these conversations.
And
but to me, what I'm hearing and what I can imagine, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, go for it.
But that's tough because it's a double-edged sword. Because these people, they become your friends. You know, you see them every day. They're giving you real feedback.
Yes, dude.
But then on the other hand, you do have a responsibility to the business and what makes the most sense. And I would imagine navigating that in a way that's tactful, that lets people know that you are thinking about them, that you're hearing them, that what they're saying is valid, but while also, you know, you have to make the right decision.
Absolutely. 100%.
How do you navigate those conversations?
I think input is everything. Like I think being a coach and a teacher and being having jobs where your manager or your leader was terrible and having jobs that were amazing. You sort of, for me, I've taken the things that I feel are most beneficial to a business or to when you're in a position of leadership, right? Like the nuggets that I think are very important. One of the things that are very important to me is making sure that my staff, my trainers, and my community at least have an opportunity to give feedback and give input. Like it's a must to me because I don't have all the answers. I'll probably be able to problem solve some shit. But in regards to those little things, like what piece of equipment do y'all want next? Dude, I'm gonna go straight to my staff. I'm gonna go straight to our trainers. I'm gonna go straight to our members that are there on a daily. Like we have a really strong social media presence. So all it takes is just a question on your story to get immediate feedback about the gym. So like there's a constant priority list that I have of like the pieces that I really want and the pieces that other people want. And then we just check them off whenever we get to a point where like, okay, we've got $3 or $4 to spend. Let's see if we can find it used and not like wait, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're still like trying to save pennies as much as we can, but like input's everything for me. Like I need my staff to feel like they have input and they do. A lot of times when I don't have the answer to something, they're the ones that will give me the answer. And I think that's pretty generic in regards to business. Like that's something that I feel like most leaders and managers should be able to do is to involve a team. And I'm very well aware that I don't have all the answers. Maybe that comes with age because I pivoted my career at 38. So I've seen some life.
Right.
I think my attitude, I talk about this all the time because a lot of people ask, this is going to be kind of funny, but a lot of people, especially as of recently, like, when are you going to open a gym here? When are you going to open a gym south or north?
Right,
don't you want to open a Lift ATX, Lift San Antonio? Like,
I was about to say that. San Antonio.
Dude, so I get that question a lot. And yes, of course, I'm constantly thinking about growth. And yes, of course, that would be dope as fuck. Like, that would be awesome. But I also, with my close friends, and I guess the listeners now, it's like, you know what? If I open this gym at 26, 27, maybe 30, I might have that energy to do it again. It's just a different beast now. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over 40. I'm 43 years old. Like, and it's just different. My team is amazing. So I know that if, like, hey, our next move is going to be Houston, I know my team's going to execute, but like, it's just, those are the things that go through my head whenever we talk about growth and whenever I'm not done making our spot perfect. Like, I want it to be perfect, man. And it's awesome. It's beautiful, but I'm not done. I feel like I'm not done with Austin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So you talk about your staff and we know how great they are and everything.
Yeah.
You're only, it was you when you started.
Yeah, dude.
And you're only as good as your team. How do you go about finding good people to work for you that represent what you're all about?
Such a good question, Zach.
Oh, dude, good question. I think it goes. Teamwork. I think it goes. It's more than just a gym. It's more than just an equipment for me. Like, and I'm the first one to say that whenever we're in a position to hire people, I need people to understand that this is about the East Side community. And I'm not talking specifically about the gym community. I'm talking about who we serve within a 2 to 3 mile radius that we surround, that we are in. Like, so I need people to understand that. And when I first opened the gym, like I hired. At the time, you just kind of needed help, and like at the time,
you got a pulse,
dude. At the time, you just needed help, and I'm killing myself, and a little bit we're working those hours, but you're running on adrenaline. You're running on like I'm fucking doing
it's
it.
Baby.
It's my baby. Like, I don't care. We're gonna make it happen. So like my first group were like close members that I got to know really well, and they understood. But we were small. It wasn't. It was a little bit more manageable. And now as we got bigger and we started doing more events and we got you sort of like cycle through. I think everything happens in cycles, right? And I think now in regards to our team, I think most importantly is they got to be on the same page in regards to the mission of what we're trying to do. And I think all of them understand that it's not just about the gym, man. Like we're invested in the community. We're gonna do a lot of things that are different than what your normal gym will do. Because I'm a product of the East Side. I know the needs.
I was just about to say, that's the whole East Side ethos too, man.
I know the East Side. I know the needs. I taught those kids. I know those parents. I know what's happened in the last decade or so with the East Side environment. I understand the changes that are constantly happening in our area. It goes back to sort of creating this last sort of space where OG Austinites can feel proud of and become a staple in East Austin. And that might sound selfish to anybody that's either not from Austin or like the East Side is my home, man. I love it. I take so much pride in it. And the East Side is changing. And this is I'm just doing my part to sort of represent for my people and my gente and my familia and people that look like me with my skin color and know that you can do successful things and really dope things with dope people. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the attitude that I have. But it's bigger than a gym. My team knows that. No one's bigger than the mission, and they're awesome and they're great. So hopefully I answered your question, Zach.
No, that was really good. I think so much of what makes your spot the way it is the trainers are great.
Oh, they're awesome.
All your staff members are fun. Can we talk about you were a coach?
Yeah.
You have to build culture on teams. How do you build this monster gym culture that you have with merch, a big following on social media, all that kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm. The how, right? The how is kind of everything in business. You can have ideas and goals, but the how is everything. I guess we can first talk about the merch. I think that goes down to just I've always been into, I'm a sneakerhead. I'm into street culture. I've always been a fan of fashion. I've always that's like my thing. Like as a coach, we love rocking dope shit. Like we love sneakers, we love Jordans, we love I mean that gives you cred with your players, right? Like I'm covered in tattoos. I'm educated. Don't get it twisted, but like don't get it twisted. Like I'm covered in tattoos, but like when you're in a coaching situation with kids, like it's like, oh shit, that guy looks pretty cool, you know, and you got your degrees you got nice shoes or like, so anyway, it's like, it's really cool to like, when I open the gym, the idea of just like, holy shit, now I can like just create whatever I want. Shirts, like I'm not just gonna put my logo on a shirt. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be so much more different. It's gonna be, we're gonna lean into that street culture. And the idea at first, the idea with the merch was like, I'm gonna develop and create and design shirts and shorts to match my shoe collection. Yeah. Like that's
Genius.
all it that's all it was. I have a shoe room because I collect. I'm a collector. So like I'm not just like
I get it.
Like I'm a collector. So like I'm just gonna make shit to match my shoes, right? And then and I love that, right? Yeah. Like I thought that was like the coolest thing. And then fast forward like a year or two and I meet one of the dopest, she's an employee, she's a trainer at the gym, shout out Some Biceps, who's just as equally into fashion as I am and such a unique look. And I gave her an opportunity to design one drop and like she killed it. And I was like, hey, I think we're gonna be in a position to hire you like full time to do this. So like we collaborate really well. Hell yeah. And exclusivity is everything. I copy the sneaker app on Nike. There's a line out
your door.
There's
a t-shirt drop at a gym.
Dude, it's...
Can you repeat that?
There's a line out the door for a t-shirt drop.
Yeah. And
you guys will be like t-shirts tomorrow and I'll show up to the gym to do my workout and there's like 50 people in line. I'm like, what?
Well,
trying to check in. No,
it's not just a gym shirt. They're buying the why. They're buying more than just a gym shirt, right? Like they're buying into something that's bigger than the gym. And you combine that with dope designs done by one of our team members. You combine that with some really dope marketing by our media director, Los. You combine that with things that are relevant in current hip hop and culture. Like it's really cool and it's very surreal. Like I still trip out. Like whenever we do like whenever we make a lot of effort to do a drop, like our Christmas drop or Valentine's drop, or we're doing a collegiate drop this Saturday, I always trip out when there's a line out the door to buy a shirt or a hoodie.
Describe that feeling, bro.
Dude, it's crazy. I don't think people understand because like I don't think there's a time that goes like, motherfuckers are here to just buy. Like they're in line to buy.
So many people sell a t-shirt, just like we said, like put a logo on it.
Yeah. Which is, you need to. Yeah, you need
whatever.
To. Like,
but like your guys, like I'll go out at night, like restaurant, whatever, and you'll see somebody with like a nice outfit with a Lift ATX shirt on.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, dude. Like, which is dope. Like it feels good. It's hard to describe, but it goes back to like, you're not just buying a logo on a t-shirt. Yeah. There's so much more that goes into that, especially like our OG members. They understand the struggles. They understand where we started from. Mm-hmm. They understand that they understand that what they are paying for is going right back into the gym. Yeah. And it's been really cool to like be able to grow with those people, right? Because I think it feels good for them to be like, wow, okay, like my money isn't just going to like
go to the new chest press.
It's going to the new chest press. It's going to the freaking $4,000 Stairmaster. It's going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like all the new bathrooms.
Dude, yes.
By the way, shout out new bathrooms, everybody. Dude, they fixed the pipes.
Yes,
okay,
they fixed the pipe. We started
and then some.
Dude, we started with 2 bathrooms. Yeah. Now we have 6, right? So like the merch drops, the memberships, the trainers, like all the support that we get. If you don't realize that that's going right back to the gym because of how much growth that we've had in the last 4 years, you're just, you need to realize that it's going right back into the gym. You know what I mean? And it's great. Like, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to make an impact on my community, you know? Yeah. So, and to support my staff and to support like these awesome people and do what I can.
Tim, do you take supplements?
As a matter of fact, I do.
What brand do you take?
Legion. Legion has everything you want in supplements and nothing that you don't. So no artificial dyes, sweeteners. It's 100% real cereal, from Away Isolate, all the way to their non-stem pre-workout, which I absolutely love. Get the peach flavor. You'll thank me later. There's absolutely no filler. The only things that you're getting are the clinically effective dosages. Use code coachemup for 20% off your first order. You're going to get loyalty points, which is going to reduce the price every time you buy. Go hit up Legion today. Code coachemup.
The Coachemup podcast is sponsored by Squat Wedgies. Tim, what are Squat Wedgies?
Squat Wedgies are an adjustable squat wedge, 7, 13, and 20 degrees.
It's big enough to elevate your whole foot and not just your heel.
Because it's rubber, it doesn't slide on surfaces.
It's 22 pounds, so it's durable and stable enough for even your biggest athletes.
There's a 90-day risk-free trial. The shipping is free, and
get 15% off Squat Wedgies with our discount code coachemup15.
coachemup15 for 15% off of the best squat wedge on the planet.
Throughout this process, I don't want to, it's not just by yourself.
I appreciate it.
So what are some of the like mentors you leaned on, like whether it was the decision to start the gym to going through with the gym where you are today? Who are some mentors that have helped you along the way?
I love anybody that's gone through some main diversity and came out the end. I'm a huge MLK fan, huge Jackie Robinson fan. Roberto Clemente, because I can only imagine the struggles that they went through. And I've always been that as a kid. Like, for whatever reason, I kind of gravitated to those people that struggled. In my professional career as a teacher, I had a really good mentor slash superintendent that was an amazing leader. He was an older guy, but he knew. And one of the biggest takeaways that I learned from him is that you let the workers work and leave them alone. Mm-hmm. If you have people on your team that are talented and are hungry and want to work, give them guidance when they need it, but let them fucking work.
You got to let them cook.
You got to let them work. You got to let them. And also another thing that I learned is that motivation comes in different. Zach, you might be motivated by time off. Tim, you might be motivated by whatever, financial money or just work independence. Mm-hmm. Like, leave me alone, right? So like, I think that's important when dealing with a team in a team setting, to learn and understand what motivates your team. Mm-hmm. Because what motivates my media director, Los, could be completely different than what motivates my design director, Christina, could be completely different than what motivates my GMs, right? So like, some people are motivated by time off, some people are motivated by money, some people are motivated by leave me alone, let me work. So like, those little things I took away. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's really important that I've applied to. And don't get it twisted, I've had some shitty ass fucking managers, and like, but like, I take those nuggets in regards to management and running a team.
What that reminds me of is like, I think you with Zack, well, I guess all of us having been coaches or current coaches, it's like, I think oftentimes early in a career, a coach can try and coach everyone the same way and bring the same attitude. It's like, under the idea that there's a way things have to be done and it has to look this way, right? And what I've learned personally is that what's been more effective for me is actually finding like what works best for that person.
Absolutely, 100%.
As opposed to the way that I want to get it done. Yeah. And what I'm hearing when you say that, just I can see my own coaching career, how I've been able to be way more effective just by trying to meet people where they're at. And it sounds like as a leader and as a manager too, because there's this idea of like, okay, I'm going to manage everyone like this, and it's going to be very structured and it's going to be rigid. And I think like on paper, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's like,
treat everyone the same.
Yeah, treat everyone the same. And we're going to, you either fall in line or get the fuck out. Yeah. And I've rarely seen that work well in practice, particularly I think within the context of what you've been able to create, which is it's much more about the person and the community and the team. Yeah. And in that way, it feels more like coaching to me when I hear you explaining it, as opposed to like, the corporate structure of like, say like what maybe like F45 might look like or something.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think like when I think about when I was coaching high school, like baseball or football or whatever, anything with the ball, right? When you're teaching, you're coaching everything at that time. But my sport was baseball, and I loved it because that's what I played was baseball. And when you're coaching whatever age group from like 14 to like 17 or 18, like there's definitely expectations that you need to set, right?
Yeah.
And that's what thinking back on when I was like, had my coach's hat on, I'm like, these are my non-negotiables. These are my expectations, but there's a combination of that and like meeting them where they're at, meeting them with their skill level. But like, you're not going to be late, right? Like just these basic things. You're not going to be late. You're gonna wear baseball pants. You're gonna wear your cleats. You're gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta have those.
These basic.
The barrier to entry, baby.
Dude, on the day of the game, we're gonna report at this time. Also like, there's a little bit of that when it comes to managing and being a leader of a business. There's a little bit of that, but you're also depending who you're working with. There's like you're dealing with adults now, so it's you have to be able to. Change that sort of expectations. And there's a saying that has always resonated with me and our team. And I think Los maybe said it, or we said it together, or we created it. And it's like, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take what we do very seriously. Yeah. And you can see that. You can see that through our social media, through the things that we do, through our vibe, through our culture in regards specifically to Lift ATX. We take what we do very seriously. We just don't take ourselves seriously.
Yeah.
So like, there's a little bit of that in there too.
I think it perfectly sums up your gym.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. And you hear it a lot, like especially like, I don't know. I just don't. I think there's a time and a place to like, gotta have that grind culture. You gotta fucking come in and grind. There's a time and a place for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're training to be in a competition or training, like, there's a time and a place to get to work and get like. But at the same time, it doesn't mean you can't have fun.
Totally.
It doesn't
against that.
Yeah, like it doesn't mean that you can't. I don't know. But you kind of get what I'm saying. Like it's just like. You can do both, I feel.
Yes.
Without being an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
You said it. That's really
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be an asshole to be, like, on that grind mentality.
Yes.
Like, you could.
You don't have to be a dick to take it very seriously.
Yes, dude.
And be earnest. And, Yes.
Like, and there's and one of the other things I'm kind of trailing off, but, like, with our gym, it's I would say there's a mix of, like, your beginner fitness life enthusiast person to your hardcore veteran bodybuilder to your seasoned power lifter to your weight loss goal to your there's just a vast array of that happens at our gym. And I think that's also something that's pretty attractive, but you might not see it unless you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to and that's one of the things that we discuss a lot in regards to our social media, because we do have a fairly strong social media presence, right? And I'm always telling Los, it's like diversity, like we need to show not just the ripped bodybuilder and the strong power lifter, but we need to show everybody. Like we have to make efforts to do that. And that also can be very attractive to people in Austin, Texas, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, yeah.
We've in one way or another, we've been talking about this the whole time, I feel like, but with what you've created and the impact you've had on community, but the brand you've built and Lift.
It's weird to hear that, man.
It's a brand.
It is. It's a brand, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
It is. It's a brand. And that to me, when I hear, that's why people are lining up out the door. You know, that's the word that can encapsulate all of the very intricate and very well thought out and very intentional work on your behalf, on your team, that you've put forth and on your team's behalf. But at the start of this, like, did you say to yourself, like, I'm going to build a brand, or is it just something that, you know what I mean?
I think that alone right there is what I know that some of my staff and like, he's like, stop being so fucking humble. I'm like, dude, but like, I never expected this to be an actual brand. Like, it still trips me out because we meet people on a daily or a weekly that come from out of state.
You're by the airport. People literally will fly in and then be in there.
Every weekend we'll have people coming through with their suitcases. Hey, do you mind holding it? We came here just like it's awesome. And like it.
Well, it's become Terry Black's.
Yeah.
It's Zillner. It's Barton Springs and Lift ATX.
It's really cool. I mean,
like, you're one of the fucking staples.
I appreciate it, man. Like I love to hear it, and that's why I tell anybody that, because I'm there every day, Tim. I'm at my gym every day. I live down the street. So like, I work out there every day. I'm there every day hanging out. Like, and I get to, and there's a chair that I sit in. That's my favorite UT chair, right in front.
Right at the entrance.
Right at
the old man on the porch.
I sit there. Yeah. You know, it's very much old man on the porch. And every day I sit there and I'm able to just like reflect and meet so many people that tell me, hey man, we love your gym. We love your gym. I was like, dude, like, thank you, man. It feels good to hear that because I don't take that for granted. Like, thank you. Like, that's really, really cool that people, and I'm also always there. So I'm available. I talk my ass off. So like, you can talk to me. Like I'm there. I work out there. It's cool, man. I'm just doing my part I'm trying to do my part for the east side of Austin, Texas, you know?
You are.
Yeah.
At a certain point when you started to, like, was there a moment when you realized like you've kind of captured something special? Or has it been like of the educational variety where you've kind of grown into realizing it? Or are you still tripping? Like, you know what I mean? Does it still feel surreal?
What a question. My initial thought is that it still feels surreal. I think, fuck, man. I don't know, man. I think, okay, like if I'm being completely honest, there was a big, the moment that we hit a certain number in memberships, there was a number that I had in my head that I was like, man, if we could get to this number, that would be, nobody knows this. Like, it's just in my head. I'm
Like I made it.
I'm like, damn, that's pretty fucking good, right? Like, and when we hit that number, me and my GMs knew that it was always a goal. But like, reflecting on all I needed was 100 members to make this ship kind of float. Right? That's all I needed. And to be where we're at today that's really cool. But it's cool in a way where it allows me to have a full team. I can support them. I can pay them a very attractive wage. I can provide insurance. I can provide all of 401k. Like, I do that for all of my employees.
What the fuck?
Nuts.
I didn't know.
Right?
Like, I wondered why you have no turnover, really. Dude, dudes.
Well, because like
girls from like ever.
Yeah, I'm sure like there's listeners that are like, oh man, fucking talk about some spicy shit. But like,
we're gonna get into that now.
I'm really serious when I mean like
some traders on the west side about to quit the gym and come try and apply for.
Dude, they get health insurance, they get 401ks. Like,
whoa,
like it's that's really cool.
Man, that's
like
incredible.
I think when we were able to offer those things, paid time off.
I think that's the coolest thing you do.
Like, that is really cool because,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, you could totally.
Well, nobody knows. Nobody also knows that there's people on my staff and trainers that like, what do you want to do? This is not your stopping point. Like, if you're going to be on my team, let's have conversations about like, what is your goal? So we're going to pay for you to go to to become a firefighter. We'll pay for your school. You want to be a certified trainer and nothing in return.
Yeah.
And like, these are things that we don't talk about, but it's just like, that's where my mind is. That's where our mind is. Like, what can we do to get you, this?
I mean, that's
you're not going to work at a gym there. What are you going to do? Work, you're not going to be checking in people.
Yeah.
But that's what happened with me. In regards to like, all it took was one person to really sort of invest in me and tell me that I'm good enough to do something.
Yeah.
And it's a life-changing thing. So like, I always knew whenever I was in a position to be able to support my staff and to help them get in a better position, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to go to nursing school? I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Like, let's do it. So those are more like personal sort of like business type conversations, but they're important, right? Like they're really important.
Huge.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's really special just because I think a lot of people would be tempted to keep that money to yourself because you earned it and you built this.
No,
But
I
the
had
fact
my
that
career.
you
No,
build into your team. I mean, that gives me all the answers. If you told me that in the beginning, the pod would be over. Like now I get why those people are such ride or die.
It's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Totally.
Sure, of course.
Obviously.
Totally.
Of course.
There's some shit that goes on in a gym.
People steal energy
In the gym
drinks. We
space.
get it.
There is some fucking
Look, man.
there's drama. There's fucking
Always.
fights. There's
Like, everybody's sleeping with each other. You can't, you know what I mean?
bro. No, but you're not lying.
Yeah.
It's a gym.
It's a gym.
It's a
You got people
popular
from
gym.
all walks
It's
of life,
dude. Like
with all different kind of aspirations.
you
and
get
goals.
close to people, and you see the same people, especially in a busy gym like Lift. It's like, yeah, of course there's gonna be. It's not rainbows and butterflies all the time. It can be tough.
How do you now? What are there like any core principles or things that you or ideas, concepts that you lean on when you are faced with adversity like that? Particularly, not even just the business side.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the social, the interactive, the daily goings on that happen in the gym.
No, there's no egos when you walk through my door, man. Like I don't care who. Like, this is gonna sound a little abrasive, I think, but I don't care who you are in regards to like your name or what you do or what. Like, if you treat me good, I'm gonna treat you awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, and I think holding people accountable is a real big thing for my gym. It's real big. And if I have the time, I'm going to call you out.
What do you say about racking weights?
Dude, rack your fucking weights.
There's
dude.
signs everywhere.
We put smiley faces on them, right? But like there's
But
like,
it says it's printed out.
Yeah.
Rack your fucking weights.
Fucking weights.
I love it.
And I think that's one of the things that we
That needs to
do
be a shirt.
we do a really good job with. Like we hold people accountable because don't get it twisted. There's terrible people out there. Like there's people that could care less. Some people suck. Some people suck, and I get it, but like if we have the time, and my staff knows this, we're gonna hold you accountable. We're not gonna be dicks about it, but like we're gonna tell you, hey,
Respect the space.
Dude, this has been your second time we've had to tell you to re-rack your weights. If it happens again, this might not be the gym for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm there and like that stuff happens more than once, send me pictures. I'm gonna post you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
hell yeah.
Like I'll gladly be the asshole. Like I don't care. I don't care. Like I don't want to put my staff in a position to be the asshole, but it's funny because you're always a bad guy. Like whenever, like I was like, dude, you're the one not racking your shit.
Respect the space.
Respect the space. Like, or like another thing is like keep the drama at home in regard, like keep the drama out.
Yeah.
Keep the minute that things get back to me, whether it's a member or whether it's I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's simple stuff. Like keep the drama at home. Try to keep the drama out of the gym, right? And I tell that all the time. And I'm also grateful. Shout out to my GMs. Like they get to handle all of that stuff. But I did have to handle all of that for a long time. But like I would say like the last year and a half, I've sort of like, it's easier said than done, but I've sort of given them the reins. It's still my baby, bro. But and they're awesome, and they get to do it. Like I almost feel like, do y'all need me for like you sure y'all good? Y'all good? And they are, so like
sit in
I
your
don't
chair.
know. Yeah, but there are, it's amazing to me people suck sometimes. The level of entitlement sucks sometimes. And that could be a fun conversation to have, but it's true. Like when you own a business and when people are spending their own money, there's some weird thing that people might feel like, no, I'm entitled to be an asshole at your gym. I'm spending money on you. It's
I've
really,
seen that before.
it's really bizarre. It's really interesting. Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I had to, not get used to, but I go back to when I was a PE coach or a baseball coach or whatever, or PE, whatever, dude, the kids loved me, the parents loved me, right? And now as a business owner, and I never used to utilize social media, but now as the owner and using social media, man, people are crazy out there. Keyboard warriors are You would never say that to my face, dude. Like, you would never say that to my face.
He gets that all the time,
dude. But you know what I'm saying?
I don't duck and dodge in my comment section. What's up, man? You know?
Yeah. It's just like the people.
I'm not above it.
Yeah, like I've screenshot so many crazy DMs that I've gotten from people that just don't like what we do or like me for whatever. Never met them before in my life, never been to the gym in my life. And I always say, it's like, I think people are just scared because if they met me, they'd be, I think they're afraid to like
nice
me.
Guy.
Like, you'd actually probably like me a little. I'd buy myself a beer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right?
Who will?
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just, that's one thing that was a surprise to me, is navigating those waters, those social media waters of like, fuck, people really, they might not like what you do, or they might not like certain flags that I hang. I was like, you're getting what?
Yeah, chill out.
Yeah, like, it's just crazy. That was a new thing. That was a new thing for me. But
yes,
this will be fun.
Yes, you want to go first? You want me to?
You rip it.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna get into some segments, man. We're getting near the end of the show already, which is crazy. This has been a blast.
I hope y'all are having fun. I am.
We are
having fun.
All right, this first segment is called 3 Things, and it's brought to you by Squat Wedgies. Use code coachemup15 at checkout to save 15% off on the best fucking squat wedges on the planet. Daniel,
that was good, man.
Thank you.
Dang.
He's an
gotta pay the bills, baby. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna have to have you back. So I think specific to where you're at, what are 3 things that, let's go gym owner. So someone wants to open a gym. What are 3 things, ideas, philosophies, core principles? It can be any of those 3.
Yeah.
Or any of those things. What are the top 3 you would say are the things that they need to focus on the most to have a successful gym?
Okay, 1, and I'm going to try and remember all of these because, again, I don't want to, if I start talking and going off on these tangents, I'm going to forget 2 and 3. So
I'll type them down.
Yeah. So I think 1, in regards to whatever business, depending on the business, it's not about you anymore. I think I've always taken that, like, and that can be a harder adjustment because, like, there's things that I like within a gym, but if you're trying to grow a brand, so to speak, if you're trying, you have to start taking in different points of view that might be outside of your comfort zone. So it doesn't become, you have to be
taking in
malleable.
You don't get to buy the leg extension just because you want it.
Exactly.
If 80% of the gym wants the pendulum
so
squat.
Like, it's not,
right.
At some point, again, depending on your business, it doesn't just become about you. It's got to become about who you're serving, your members, your whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
2, this is very important to me. I don't want yes people around me. I cannot have that. I cannot have that because I'm already a pretty positive guy in general. I'm already sort of like, I want to do everything at this space because I have the space and I want to do the dopest shit that I can do.
Yeah.
I need honest people, close people that are going to be able to tell you, not just no, but like, dude, you're not in the, like, this is, you're talking about a year or 2 later, right?
Yeah.
Like, but there's some responsibility that comes with positions like mine. Like, you need to be able to set up a stage where they are comfortable being able to tell you, because a lot of times people will just be yes because they're afraid of how you're going to react. You haven't established a relationship yet. Like, so there needs to be some back work, or you need to be very selective with who you have, and you need to keep that motherfucking circle small.
Yeah.
With those people that are going to be honest with you. You know, Los is one of them. My wife is one of them. Mm-hmm. My GMs are one of them. Like, I think that's very important. Like, yes, people, like, no, like, you need to surround yourself with people that are going to be honest. And I think last is, oh man, this is tough because I'm thinking of a few different ones, but dude, I think patience is everything. Patience is, and this could be a conversation in itself, but for someone like me that wants things yesterday, it's different it becomes a different challenge when now I have 12 full staff members that I need to consider in regards to like the things that I need them to do.
Yeah.
Like I personally need to have some more patience, and that's an area that I've been trying to work on the last few years. And especially with when you're starting a gym or starting whatever business, it's okay to be slow, man. Like you don't need to like jump into a lot of things. And it goes into like reacting out of emotion. Maybe there's a little bit of emotional decisions. Like you got to kind of avoid that a little bit. You just got to be smart, plan, budget, location. Like, you know, like, and that takes all of that takes a lot of patience, you know, especially when you're excited at the beginning, and especially, you know, when you know that this is something that you want to do. There's so many things you need to consider: competition in the area, space. A lot of people, you know, I get DMs a lot about like, dude, I'd love to sit down with you. I really want to start my own gym, and I'm like, good, like I'm down to converse, like, but like, you also, anybody can start a gym. It's a matter of like, what are you going to do different?
It's the biggest, yeah.
What are you going to, dude, there's gyms that, how are you going to stay open? Like, and I have some of my closest homies from different cities that it's tough out here, man. Like we filled a need that was needed in our area.
Yep.
Like it wasn't just a gym that like, you know, anybody can start a gym. Anybody can have all the money in the world and do dope shit. But like, in my opinion, there needs to be something more. You need to be able to grasp something that's just outside of the overall initial goal of your business, right? But
yes,
you
perfect.
know, yeah.
Incredible.
Well, our next segment is brought to you by our newest sponsor, Lift ATX.
Nice.
That was good.
That was very good.
That was good.
We're killing these segments today.
Tell me where to cut the check.
I'll have my people call your people.
Post date that.
This segment is called Rant and Rave.
Oh my God.
And let's do it about current gym culture, something you want to rant about and something you want to rave about.
Yeah, so something you'd like to see less of.
I feel like this would be a good one.
And something that you love that you're seeing.
Oh man, you know what I love about, one of the things I love about Lift ATX is when you physically can see people being themselves and having a good time and not feeling threatened about how they look and just loving themselves. And I love seeing when that confidence starts to build up and they're just like, the gains start to happen, the weight loss starts to happen, the strength starts to happen, and you physically see that. And like, I think it's really cool when especially like the LGBTQ community, women, they're comfortable coming to the gym and just, you know, wearing whatever the hell they want and being and feeling safe. Like that's really cool to see. And it's a good other little pat on the back that we've created a safe space where you can genuinely be yourself no matter what your background is, no matter what your experience is. That's really cool. I love that. I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's a very positive one. Negative ones is gonna be, oh man, shit.
Remember, we only have so much time.
Dude, I know, dude. I don't want to say something corny like rack your weights. Okay, I'm gonna fucking say this, like, it's because it still happens at my fucking gym. Put some fucking shoes on.
Oh yeah,
dude, put some shoes on. Like, I get it. Like, no, like, don't get it twisted. I get it when you're deadlifting or when you're squatting or when you're like, it's just, I don't want to see them dogs barking, bro. Like, I don't. Like, and we've put up signs before, but like sometimes we're just too busy to have to deal with, like, I don't know. The exposed feet is a weird, I don't know, man. It's sweaty.
Let's say a gym with no AC walking around barefoot is wild behavior.
That's wild, right? Wild behavior.
It's like you're grounding outside or like doing anything like that. Like you got your raw ass feet.
I think we've done a lot better about like policing that a little bit, but there was a minute there where fucking there were a lot of people just. Dude, how are you gonna walk in? How are you gonna walk in the restrooms with your dogs out?
No, you are. It's just disgusting,
dude. It's
my
disgusting.
thing. So I was actually ranting about this the other day to somebody. I'm old now. You know, I'm not.
Welcome to the club. You're not old, Zach.
And what I don't get is you're wearing whatever people do all the time: Crocs, flip flops, slides, and you're lifting.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, dude, you're not here to train hard if you can train in that. And I get it might be cool. I'm out of touch, obviously, but like, what are you doing with?
I know,
like it's a safety issue.
It's a safety issue. That's what
Your
waivers are
slide
for.
breaks.
Anything you do to yourself, that's on you.
Yeah.
But like, I still don't want to see your funky ass feet.
Yeah.
Like dude, and that can also, if we're going to talk about rant and raves, I got one for y'all because I have a subject that could technically be a little taboo and a little weird to deal with.
Okay.
Because we've had to deal with it and we still, it's very kind of a sensitive sort of like weird thing. But since we're talking about it, I'm going to bring it up. So how do you as gym goers or gym owners, gym whatever, like I'm obviously a gym owner, but like non-deodorant using.
Oh, dude.
Don't get me started. You're in the right room, Daniel.
Dude, because like it's real, but I'm also aware there could be some cultural differences but
give
like,
a fuck.
but it can, dude.
Okay. Oh, good.
Now we're on.
Listen,
So
man,
we're turning
we
the
live
tables.
in a
Let's go.
society,
True
bro.
story.
Dude, I'm
True
telling
story.
you,
True
man,
story.
it's tough, man. Like,
I was there the other day.
dude, it happens.
And my buddy who I train with, Tom.
We got fans, bro. Don't stand in front of the fan, dude.
But
like,
this guy was like, happened to be on the same leg day as us going around. And I was on my second exercise and I kept smelling him. And I'm like, Tom, I got to fucking leave. I can't fucking do this.
Yeah,
and
dude.
little things like that, the smell, it's just like, oh.
dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's.
You think they don't know? They have to know.
No, they do, bro. No one.
I think it's a courtesy thing.
because we're not talking about just like somebody missed like one shower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking like you walk past a motherfucker and it's like, yo.
Yeah.
I got a question.
It's like hitting a wall.
But you're never a good guy as a gym owner.
No.
We've lost memberships because we've had to kindly sort of like, yo, dog, like, hey, we offer free deodorant.
Yeah.
But like, even then, it's like, that's embarrassing. That's
Right.
like,
It's a tough deal.
Like, what?
Well, but here's the thing though, Daniel. Is that more embarrassing than smelling like dog shit in the whole gym?
That's why I brought it up.
People can smell, bro.
That's why I'm
It's
bringing
something
it
we all
up
can-
because like it's a delicate,
So
it's a weird, it's a aggressive, it's downright possibly disrespectful
It is
at
disrespectful.
times. So
I got a question.
I think, it's a big fuck you to everyone in a 15
the
foot
deodorant,
radius.
people are for it, against it, whatever. But the same people, they brush their teeth. Because like that's inappropriate. They just have like bad breath, not inappropriate, but like that's bad taste.
Yeah,
Haha.
it's nice.
Good subject right here.
Yeah,
Dude.
just deodorant. I'll sponsor you.
Yeah.
The natural stuff you got on.
Shout out
working.
deodorant.
Yeah.
Shout out deodorant.
Actually,
everywhere,
I'm gonna
bro.
tell
That's
you right
sponsored
now.
by
It's
Degree.
I'm gonna tell you right now though, as a gym owner, it's a lot of gray area.
Yeah.
There's a big gray area.
I wouldn't want to touch that.
Yeah, it's
That's a
tough. It's
deal.
tough. We try to deal with it and there's moments where we don't deal with it.
Yeah.
And there's like, but you're right. There's been moments where like, this is just disrespectful and you're interrupting the vibe of our community. Like when you,
Yes.
and I feel like the few times that we've had to deal with this particular subject, it's because 2 or 3 people come to the desk and
and then
complain.
like,
And at that point you're like, well, fuck.
We
gotta do something. Like
I do believe that you're on the right track there, where it's like, if it's to the point where it is true, it's interrupting
the
space and the experience for other paying members. Everybody's paying.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right. You're
Everybody's
right.
paying. The deodorant ain't that, it's only probably like $2. But you know what I mean? Like everybody's paying. And for me, it's like that immediately then. It's like that. Now you have a leg to stand on. Like, listen,
Yeah.
this isn't a personal thing.
Yeah.
Though low key might be. For me. Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
No, really, man.
Yeah, it's
I
tough.
take that shit. It's hard not to take it personally, honestly, because it's like, man. Anyway.
No, it drives me nuts too. Like I'm with
Yeah.
you. Like I am with you. It's just like,
But you have a leg to stand on. In
yeah.
that
When
case.
it
It's like-
interrupts other people, then you kind of force us to like, we're gonna have to tell you something, man.
And if you don't want to wear it, then don't come here to train.
Yeah, it's
do push-ups in the garage.
So that was a good one. That was a good one.
Solid. Thank you for that. Damn.
I like that.
That's why he's our newest sponsor.
What's
All right, our next segment.
That's a good segment. I like that segment.
Thank you. This segment is brought to you by Atlanta Strength. No code.
Man.
They just make dope shit. They make really good equipment. Check out Atlanta Strength.
Yeah.
If you weren't a gym owner, and I'm going to take coaching off the table.
Yeah,
I'm going to take teacher and coaching off the table.
No.
I'm going to take, all right. So
That's
if you weren't any current or past occupations, what would you be and why? I think I know.
There's two. I love this question because, who doesn't want to, think about the things that you could have done, right? Like, or
every night.
Yeah. So I was just crying in the car before the podcast. Actually.
Yeah. So if there's two things, and there's always two things for me. Like if I had a choice, or like if we can overnight do something, and the first one would be something in fashion.
I knew it.
Dude,
I knew it.
I just fucking.
That was my first guess.
It brings a lot of joy to me. I follow all these like fashion pages. Like I've always been into streetwear and fashion and certain brands that I love. And I love the stories of how and the why with certain brands. And that's what's really attractive to me. So something in fashion, a designer and something in that realm, fashion, art sort of thing. And then the other thing, and I'm going to say this because there was a time in my life where I did get to experience this, was like while I was teaching for like 20 years. And a lot of people also don't know this at all. There's
male stripper?
No. Maybe. No. But while I was a coach and a teacher, I was a full-time musician here in Austin, right?
Oh, wow.
So I was able to tour. There's many albums. I was a drummer and
let's go.
And COVID kind of put an end to my music career. But I was lucky enough to experience a little bit of that playing in dude, I played in so many different bands here in Austin. Well, at that time, like musicians are kind of a dime a dozen here in Austin, but like I did that and that filled my cup a lot. I miss it. I miss playing music. If for anybody that like follows me on social media, if you go deep down on that page, like it's all music, and then it just becomes Jim, right? But like a touring musician would have been, dude,
a rock star would be the coolest job in the world,
dude. Right? Yeah. It has to be, and like
epic.
It was fun being able to tour around the U.S. and like come on like record albums and like, dude, and it's like, yeah, like I'm all over YouTube, but like this was a long time ago, but it spanned like 20 years. I played everything from rock to R&B to Texas country to country music.
You're cooler than I thought.
Like a musician would be really cool. Something in fashion or like art would be really cool. Like that. Those are the two things that come to mind. They always come to mind. I miss it, man. I miss playing music.
Hell, maybe there's a comeback to
there
it.
Might be, man.
If anyone needs a drummer,
teaser
out there, yeah, that would be.
We're doing a Creed revival band,
dude. Don't
involved. Yeah, I'm vocals.
The one band that you say, I fucking don't like Creed.
Whoa,
Zack, I don't like Creed.
Edit that out. Edit this whole show out.
Dude, my staff, they're fucking assholes. I'll be training,
play it all the time.
Dude. I'll be training dude. I'll be training. I'll be in the leg room where we have our TVs, and then randomly I'll look up and the'll be fucking Creed videos. I'm like, you fucking
sons of bitches.
Yeah. Fucking
hell yeah.
First bad take of the day. The next segment is brought to you by Amazfit. Amazfit.com/coachemup. Get you a sick freaking watch like this.
T-Rex 3, baby. It's named after a dinosaur.
Every day to tell time.
It's the best. That's the best reason to use it, in my opinion.
All right.
Dope.
You're in your chair at Lift ATX. This is like
Grandpa
tomorrow.
Tomorrow on the patio, yelling at kids
soaking
in the
it
yard.
in, talking about what a great time you had on the podcast. How you had one bad take with Creed. A lot of belly laughs around.
Dude.
Something sparks your attention. You get up. You walk down the ramp. You see a young gym member wearing deodorant, respecting the space.
Shoes on.
Where is this going, dude? Okay.
You're going to tell that individual some solicited advice. It can be about anything.
Anything at all.
Wow. Unsolicited.
You're just struck with the inclination. You got to tell them.
Oh,
this could be life-changing now.
Dude, you're really putting me on the spot here. God, now I'm thinking of all your guests that probably said some dope shit with this question.
No, you give our guests way too. We love all our guests, but don't give us too much credit. We're mostly strength coaches. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say this and I'm going to piss off a lot of my people.
Let's go.
But ketchup belongs on tamales.
Whoa.
Fight me. I'm here. I'm here. 1005 Springdale.
He'll be on
787. I'll be there in my UT chair. Ketchup belongs on tamales, yo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude,
fight me.
his curls like,
fight me, bro. Let's go. I want the smoke, man. Let's go.
I like it.
Lowe's is laughing at me, shaking his head.
I hope that when this comes out, someone on your staff, someone close to you, has the audacity and the humor to not wear deodorant for a couple of days, to come in barefoot and double wielding tamales with no ketchup.
Anybody from South Texas or from there's people on our staff. I got a team ready. I got backup. So I'm not, dude, I am not worried. There's a yearly picture that I post every Thanksgiving and every Christmas to bring up the debate. And it's great, man.
Incredible.
Yeah. Don't get, look,
I'm excited now to be engaged in this debate. I will be playing both sides just to see how pissed off I can get.
Dude, it's a hot topic, bro. It's triggering. It's like, you're not Mexican. You're not look, that's how I ate them when I grew up. That's how my family ate
all the way there.
I eat it with salsa. I eat it with all the other stuff, but like ketchup.
But also,
you're gonna Pat Mahomes ketchup,
bro. Dude, bring it, man. I'm here.
Let's go.
I'm here.
Daniel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Man.
We've had so much fun, man.
This was awesome.
Hey, where can people find you? Where can people connect with Lift?
Yeah, find us on all the social media, TikTok, IG, Lift ATX _ right? Lift _ ATX on IG. Lift .atx. I feel like I should know this. We've changed it though. Lift. Yeah, if you just type in Lift ATX, we'll probably be the first one that pops up. We even have a Facebook page, all of that.
Hell yeah.
Shoot us a DM. If you shoot me a DM and say, hey, I saw you on this podcast, we'll hook you up with a free day pass or something.
Nice.
We got you. But you gotta send me a DM. Like you can't send me, hey, I heard you. You can't just roll up.
Yeah, and wear some fucking shoes.
Yeah, and I get DMs and wear some shoes. No flip-flops. That's a thing, man. Flip-flop, man.
You're not serious about training if you're wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, yeah. So shoot me a DM, just say hey, you said this. I just want to show you. I shoot you a DM. I got you on a day pass, man. Find us. We're in the east side of Austin, Texas, right there on the corner of Springdale and Airport Boulevard, close to the airport. We're the cheapest day pass in Central Texas. It's a vibe. It's cold. When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot. But I promise you, come check us out. You're gonna love what you see. It's everything that's Austin, in my opinion, and very authentic. So
dude, thank you
come
so
and
much.
see us, man.
It's been great.
Yes, it has, man. Thank you for joining us,
dude. Thank you. Pleasure's all mine.
Shout out to deodorant. Shout out to shoes. Shout out to everyone at Lift ATX who's gonna listen and watch this. We appreciate everyone who's been with us from day one. Don't forget to subscribe. A lot of y'all are listening. We got a lot of listeners now. A fuck ton. But we don't have a fuck ton of subscribers, and that's on you.
Subscribe, guys.
We love y'all. We'll see you next time.
Peace.